All right, for the 17 people that watched the first video, this is going to be the first kind of work I've done on the truck. Did an oil change, but that's beside the point. Gonna take care of these lights, see if I can get them good looking as new. I'm using the Methods and Junk DIY Guys video, how to restore headlights permanently. So I'll let you know how that works. I'll show you how how it turns out and give you any feedback. All right, I'm basically mid project here, just a little bit of feedback so I remember. Did the first light, turned out it turned out mostly great. I'm very, very happy with it. It is definitely not better than new. There's some small little inclusions. I'm purposely staying away from it for the moment. Small little inclusions. One of the issues I had is I started out with 600 grit, and I think these headlights were way, way far too gone to start out with that. So I'm basically going to shift gears a little bit on this one. I started out with 400 grit, and it really wasn't getting the stuff off that I wanted, so I switched down to 320. So I'm being very slow with the 320. Then I'm going to go 320, 400, 600, 1500, 3000. So we'll see how that one goes compared to this one. Basically, there are small little, and I'll get up close to it now. I also put the film on it so you may see it, but small little inclusions right around here in the worst spot. Just little teeny tiny little almost cracks that I did not get all the way out. I actually did that. I went through the whole chain and realized that the buffer was not getting out all of that, so I'd start all back over and got more aggressive with the 600 and then started all over. So I spent probably 4 hours just on this one light. So I decided to hopefully be a little bit smarter this time and start out with a little bit more aggressive sandpaper. Just be very slow and deliberate. And yeah, so start out with, a little bit better tool, if you will, on that one. Second part is I really struggled to get the wrap on, the 3M wrap on this side. This whole front flat part was very easy. Side was very easy, but over here where it's very sharp in a corner, and down here you can see it's just not perfect. So when I left it on, I'm going to try to get my wife to help me on this one and see if the ability of having two sets of hands will help. And then I'll pull that one off. Sorry for the rooster. I'll pull that one off and redo it. But right now it looks ugly, but it's protected, good enough for the time being. So anyways, just wanted a little bit of feedback. I'm basically following that the video's instructions, but I think for my headlights I needed to be a little bit more aggressive. So we'll report back. So one of the things that may help you is if you run your hands over the light, you will feel like you can see it's maybe a different opaqueness there, down to there. But this is smooth up here. That's rough, I don't know if you can hear it. So what I advise, be very careful, but you want to get the entire headlamp the same smoothness, if you will. Once you get that with one stage of sandpaper, then move on to the next. That's what I did not do on this one. It was rough down there in this area, and it was smooth everywhere else. All right, so here's a perfect example of what I was talking about. So I spent maybe 2 hours, went through all the regimen of sandpaper, the different types, 320 all the way to 3000. Focused a lot of effort here, focused a lot of effort on the sides, but mainly here because this is where most of the issues were. And take the gloves off, move on, start getting ready to polish, dry this all off, and then you can see here. All of that needs to come off before you get to polish. So just based on, I'm sorry for the mess, but well, I'm apologizing to you, but because of this messy kind of workspace, I was not really able to get leverage, and I didn't really focus on this part just because it was uncomfortable. So problem number one, make sure you got plenty of room, Make sure you focus on all the areas, dry it off good in between, or every once in a while, take a look at it and to see where you need to work. So anyways, gloves come back on. I'll probably go through the entire 320 all the way up to 3000 just in this section here. Maybe another 30-45 minutes. So I'm finally getting around to showing you the final product here. On this side, I did have help putting the wrap or the clear 3M cover on it. So generally speaking, it looks okay, looks good. You can only notice some wrinkles when you get up close here and here, but it's much better than on this side. Here, there's so many just wrinkles from me pulling it apart and putting it back on. So overall, I think they look 1,000 times better. Was it worth the work? That's questionable. I mean, I literally spent 6 hours total. So that was a lot of time, a lot of effort. I mean, the look is worth it, but you know, you may want to consider buying new headlights. So anyways, there you go. Oh, you can see kind of because I don't have this one on, you can see a little bit of, you know, water's getting underneath there or whatever. So I may redo this one. I do have some more wrap when I bought it. I don't know what the cost was and all the materials, the sandpaper and stuff like that. It was probably 40-ish for all of it. So factor that in as well. That plus your time might not be worth it, but you know, if I didn't have that wrap on there, it would look much better. So anyways, there you go. If you're going to try it, good luck.